Hi folks. Well, for those who are familiar with my channel and have seen some of my other videos, you're well aware that I don't do build videos because I don't have the equipment, although I'm sure I could do it with a smartphone and probably a better sort of tripod or stand arrangement. And I probably need to also have a little bit of photo editing, video editing skills, and those I lack. But I thought I would try something different for me, which is an Unbuild video. And let me explain. I discovered with Edward kits something that beautiful, wonderful 1/48 scale aircraft that I was doing World War I planes a year and a half, 2 years ago. Just like with the Wingnut Wings kits, which I have tried to graduate to, generally the first step is to build the interior, cockpit interior, sub-assembly frame, the stuff that all gets fitted together, lots of little parts, frame, and gets packed inside the fuselage, never to be seen again. But it is really critical that you get everything aligned properly. And I learned this with Edward, which was probably good, because I don't exactly have an eye, a great eye, for being able to tell when things are in alignment. And Edward kits and Wingnut Wings kits really don't have what I would call any slop factor. Things fit together very precisely. And when you fit them together precisely, everything goes swimmingly. It's great. But if you muscle something around and don't get it aligned properly, and there are places where that can happen, not so much the spars and the struts and stuff, thank goodness, on the wings, but definitely the sub-assemblies in the cockpit. That can happen. Now, some people have sort of a natural eye, and they can look and they can say, yeah, these things are exactly at the angles they need to be at. I'm going to have no problems. Glue it together. Just follow the instructions. Pop it in the cockpit when everything is, I mean, not the cockpit, the fuselage, when everything is done. And voila, success. Because once you get those sub-assemblies done, you really aren't going to face too many more issues with these companies' kits until, I don't know, you get to the rigging and maybe some things like that. I have learned that when I build the sub-assembly, the cockpit detailing, the frames, the seat, the instrument panels, such as they may be, the petrol tank, the ammunition chutes and belts, it really makes sense to dry fit those into the fuselage, try and seal everything up almost on a step-by-step basis to make sure that you're not going to have an unpleasant surprise where you've spent an hour or 2 hours or so gluing and painting this beautiful little detailing. You pop it into the fuselage and the fuselage won't close. Something is wrong. But what is it that's gone akimbo? Well, I'm pleased to say that because I go to a rather labor-intensive process of dry fitting everything together, you can see my Sopwith Snipe here. Yeah, okay, I have got the, I can't turn it on its wings, sorry. I've got the sub-assembly, that's what I'm calling it. The interior frame is in there, and I've dry fitted it and put some masking tape in place, and I'm not going to have any bad surprises. Right now, everything's going to fit. Now, I haven't put the machine guns on, and I have not dropped the seat in on top of, guess where the seat is on this plane? It sits on top of the petrol tank. Oh my God. And it certainly wasn't a self-sealing petrol tank back then. But that's another story. So I thought, after I'd done this last night, working on this and put it together, I said, hey, I'm really pleased. Of course, I got to take it apart because I've got a few more bits and pieces to put on the interior frame. and then indeed it will be sealed up and we'll proceed to the next steps. So let's see if I can work around my camera here and get some of this masking tape off. To me, a masking tape, which sticks everywhere sometimes except where you want it to stick. But it's coming. Here we go. Now, I know better than to put that on my finger because it'll never come off. I don't even want to touch it. There we go. So this is why I call it an unbuilding. I'm taking it apart. See, I even put the cowling, engine cowling on there to make sure it lined up properly. And it did. And I don't want to touch that. Okay, got it off. All right, got that off. Oh, we dropped the wing off. And I say, you have to put the bottom wing in because it fits around that subassembly there. See, the frame. And it's tight. Zero, next to zero tolerances. I even had to sand off, of course, paint to make sure that everything would fit smoothly. Now, we're getting this off. One more piece here, and we'll be able to take the top of the fuselage off the canopy, the cockpit close. There we go. There we go. See? But there's more. Yeah, we're going to take it apart. Got to anyway. And this isn't terribly tricky as long as I can keep it in the camera. I don't know how people can actually build stuff on camera, but that's another story. Okay, nothing's glued in here. But you see, dry fitting, if everything's in alignment, it'll hold itself together. There we go. Oh, I've got one down. Oops, and I dropped it. That's okay. There we go. Take that off. Take that off. I've got my upside down assembly over here. Okay, so here we go. So here is, now I have to think about this. I think that is, yeah, that's a tank. That's a tank. There's ammunition. I think there were two tanks. Okay, I think he sat on petrol and he had petrol in front of him. Tinder boxes, scary stuff. The seat, the wicker seat, is going to go right where my fat finger is here, right in there. And I've got the instrument paneling in. Still have to put in the decals for the instruments. You know, the pedals are down in there. And the two Vickers machine guns will go cradled in right here with the ammunition feeds. The other pieces are in, but of course I've got to do the bracing. And I have to make sure I put it so it is not anywhere where it will bump up against the side of the fuselage. Otherwise, we'll have a fit problem. I already know that. It's tight. So, here is the build stuff. The bombs aren't, but in there, excluding the bombs that are sitting there, are the remaining pieces that have to go into this assembly, which will be today's project, and then finish painting it up and putting on an oil paint wash on the timber, the wood stuff, or the simulated wood stuff. And then we will have, at that point, I will have steps 1 and 2. Sorry, you can only see the bottom of that. Oh my goodness, done. But then there will be, you want to see something insane. Now we'll pick this up, okay. Insane, beautiful painting guide here. Yeah, that's very helpful. And here's something that'll drive most builders mad. I know a couple guys who just love this stuff. Me, terrifies me. That's okay. We'll see what we can do. Definitely the bracing is going to go in. Whether or not we put in the control cables, which nobody will see down there, well, I guess you can tell that probably isn't going to happen. but the bracing lines will go in on the side. And by this evening, with luck, my build should look like this. And again, I will be refitting it and taping everything together to make sure I didn't get anything out of alignment. Well, I went over 10 minutes here with my unbuilding, so that maybe means a 45-minute to an hour upload. Thanks for watching, folks. Future installments to come. Appreciate all your comments and look forward to hearing from you. Take care. Have a great day.